Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. I wanted to jump on today and do a quick video about the retiring lists. We just had our convention last weekend was our big convention, and our retired colors were given to us last weekend, and so I really wanted to hop on and go through what's retiring out of the core catalog and give you an opportunity to actually potentially buy those items if they're something you're interested in. The core catalog is going to run through August. The new Essentials catalog is going to come out starting September 1st. So yes, September 1st. That gives you a little bit of an opportunity over the next couple of weeks to get any of these items that you might want to consider having in your stash. The core colors that are retiring are 6 colors, and there will be replacement colors in the same color family. But we can't tell you that until September 1st. So, but I did want to give you an opportunity to see what were the retiring colors and get a head start on that. So, moving the core catalog out of the way, we're going to go through some of these retiring colors. So the first retiring color is the color of the year, and that is always going to retire at the end of that catalog cycle. And this year's color of the year was melon. And so all of the items having to do with melon, whether it's the dots or the paper, the ink, the re-inker, any of the other embellishments, the sequins embellishments, anything that was a part of the color of the year will be retired at the end of this catalog. So melon is the first color that's retiring. The next color in the same sort of color family is nectarine. This one was a tough one for me, I do have to say. This is a color I actually probably use quite a bit, whether it's an accent color or surprisingly, orange is very flexible and can go with a lot of things. So nectarine retiring, it's a really nice orange color. There is a replacement. There is going to be another orange-based color in the new catalog, but this one is retiring. So the paper's retiring, the ink and re-inkers are retiring, and then anything that has to do with any accessories with nectarine will retire. So it's the same for all of these colors. All of the pieces will retire that are in that particular colorway. All right, so the next grouping is an interesting one. We are retiring our black. We actually have 3 blacks in our catalog. We have an intense black, which we use primarily if we're going to be using alcohol markers or coloring, because this black will not bleed. We have an archival black, which also is archival safe, and also doesn't, you can use it with alcohol markers. It won't bleed either. It does take a little bit longer to dry. But our standard black is going away. So that was an interesting one that came up, but wanted to make sure that everybody knew that in case they wanted this one. This one does when you ink up a stamp, does turn out blacker than intense black. Intense black, sometimes you have to do multiple stamps to get a deep black color. With the standard black, you don't need to do that. So anyway, interesting one, might be of interest to some of you to pick up. Pewter is the next color that's retiring, and again, it's just one of the grays. We have multiple grays in our catalog. We have at least one other gray. So again, pewter. Grape is in the purple family, so we are getting a new purple color in the new catalog. Raspberry, green apple, and lastly, avocado. So all of these are going to be retiring at the end of August. So if there's anyone who's interested in any of these, whether it's the paper or the stamp pad themselves or a re-inker for any of these colors, I would suggest that you take a look at the website and make sure that you have what you need left over from from this year's catalog in your stash. All right, so we're going to move on, and I'm going to walk through a few other interesting items that you might be interested in looking at. So I will be right back after I clean off my desk. All right, so the core catalog, the first part of the core catalog is really about the papers and the stamp sets that are in this core catalog for this past year. All of this is retiring. I'm not going to walk through all of this, but everything in the stamping section essentially is retiring. I think the only thing that's sticking around is the stitch circles, but everything else in the front half of the catalog is retiring. So I felt it was a little bit more interesting for us to go through the back half, which is more of the tools and accessories. A lot of our glitter paper is retiring. You can see where I've marked ours. So about 50% of our glitter paper and holographic paper is retiring. The color that probably, for me, that I use the most is the Harbor. So that was one that I might go ahead and pick up. But again, Capri, Mocha, Mulberry, Desert Rose, Melon are all retiring. The Irresistibles, which I haven't featured on my channel, I'm going to do better, I think, next year about using the Irresistibles. There's a new set of patterns that will be coming out, but all of the Irresistibles that are in this catalog are retiring. Let's see, so we're now going to go into the embellishments and tools. A lot of the embellishments are retiring. The melon sequins, as I said, the clear loose sequins, the pastel circles, the primaries, the pink mini hearts, all of those are retiring. And in the dots that are part of the catalog, a lot of these are retiring because the colors are being replaced. So Raspberry, as an example, is in this dot set here. And since Raspberry is retiring, they're going to issue new dots with the new colors. Same with Grape in this one, same with Nectarine in that one. So again, because these are changing the colors, they're going to issue different dots for next year. We're also getting rid of a number of our shimmer trims, so that might be important to you if you like shimmer trim. The Periwinkle, the Mist are going to go away. The Capri is going to go away. The Rose Gold is going to go away. The Gold is going to go away. So again, kind of important if that's something that you are interested in having. Gold is still going to be in glitter paper, so you can still get the glitter and make your own shimmer trim, but it's not going to be part of, it's not going to be its own shimmer trim anymore. All of our accessories that are part of this catalog, meaning all of the flower, all of these things that you see on this page, these are all going to be replaced with brand new ones for next year. Some really cool things coming out, but again, all of these shapes are going to change up for next year. The pencils and the watercolor, so the watercolor pencils and the watercolor palette are also going to go away, along with our embossing materials. So our powders, our white embossing powder, our clear embossing powder, our gold and our silver embossing powder, along with the Versamark ink, our heat gun, and the pens that I showed in my last video, actually. This I believe stays, the 9, which is the anti-static pouch. I believe that stays. I have to double check that. But again, the embossing pieces are going to go away. So what you're noticing, hopefully, in what I'm talking about is this trend of sort of moving away from third-party products in our essentials catalog. What we're going to really be focusing on for us is our branded products and moving away from carrying third-party products. And a lot of times you can find these products cheaper in other stores or other locations. So the idea is we have to stock these. There's a lot of inventory that has to be kept at the home office in order to support the core catalog for the whole year. And the price or the volume that they have to buy at doesn't always justify that stock carrying cost. And so what they really want to do is focus on the things that they can really promote and sell and that are part of our core product lines and our products themselves. So as you can see, there will be some new things that come in that are third-party products, and they will be not necessarily in the catalog that goes for the full year. They may come in as a special, it may come in as part of a special or part of a extra pieces that you can use to do a technique, and it will be offered for that 2-month catalog period. So things that you can think about. So some of these things may come back for a short amount of time and then go away again. But again, the third-party products being held for a whole year are going to be limited as we go into our next catalog cycle for the year. So that brings us to the pens, and this was a big change. We are getting rid of, or we are retiring, I shouldn't say getting rid of, we are just retiring a lot of colors. And there are still going to be some colors that are offered, but not the volume of colors that we have right now. So as an example, earth brown shades, bright pink shades, ice gray shades, gold brown shades, earth brown blend, antique pink blend, green, jade green shades, dark red blend. All of these are retiring. Tan shades, yellow green blend, excuse me, magenta blend, and brown gray shades. Alpine green, dark red shades, tan blend, and then lastly, ice gray blend and orange blend. So these are retiring. There will still be a selection of markers that are available in the Essential catalog that will last for the full year, but the majority of these tri-blend markers will be retiring, as you see here. So there'll be a small selection of blends and a small selection of deep blends that will be part of the new catalog. The metallic markers will also be going away. The journaling pens, we are keeping a couple of the Le Pens. Actually, I think we're just keeping the black Le Pen, but the rest of these pens, including the white gel pens, are retiring as well. On the shimmer brushes, we had a huge selection of shimmer brushes that have been added over the course of the last few years, and we are scaling those back. So a majority of these are going to retire, and there will be a smaller selection of shimmer brushes. I don't think that this is such a big deal because honestly, if you just buy the clear shimmer brush and if you have the ink pad, you can make all of these colors just by putting the ink into the lid of your ink pad or smushing it on your all-purpose mat that you see that I'm on right now, putting a little bit of ink down, squeezing some of the clear, and you can make your own shimmer brushes, your own colors. So again, I think this is probably less of a big deal because we're still going to have clear, but just something to be aware of. Again, we're back into third-party products, right? So all of our mixed media is going to go away. So that includes our liquid pearls, our Stickles, our, what do we call these? These are our, boy, what are these called? These are glitter gels. Yeah, so these glitter gels are going to go away. All of our gloss sprays are going to go away as well. And our distressed oxide inks. So the distressed oxide inks, these are also not going to be offered. Again, all of these things are sold in lots of different places, and sometimes for a better price than you can really get from us. And so having to stock these and keep these on in our stockpile is a carrying cost that is just getting to be a little bit too much, or we couldn't get them in stock, right? There were times where we couldn't actually get a lot of these things available, and you may have wanted them, but we couldn't get them, and by the time we did get them, you weren't interested anymore. So again, trying to really focus on our core products more this year. The stamping foam is going away, the texture paste is going away, as well as our palette knives and our blending tools. But we are keeping the brushes. These brushes, they are staying, but the blending tools are going away. The stencils are also going away, but those get replaced every year with new stencils, so we'll get some new things in there. So then the other thing that I wanted to quickly point out, and I mentioned this in my last video as well, is that there are two blocks that are going away. The first block that's going away is the 1 by, and I'm trying to see if you can see this. This is the 1 by 1.5, and this actually just came back 2 years ago, but it's now gonna go away again. So this one, if you're interested, I really like this size personally. So I actually stocked up on this particular one because I do use this size quite a lot. The other one that's going away is the 1 by 3.5. I do not know if we have this one in stock anymore, so I would have to double check that. But this is the other block that's going away, and this might actually be out of stock at this point. Our spritz cleaner is also going away. So if you like that spritz cleaner, and I don't know if we have this in stock anymore. This may be sold out. Again, it's sort of at this point, since we're at the end of the year, it's going to be what's available is available. They're not going to be restocking these items if they sell out from the warehouse. All right. The other things here. We are going to keep this size, but this bigger size of tape is going to go away, and we're only going to be offering the blue glue. I think the green glue is going away. Just double checking. Yes, the green glue is going away, and the dots are going away. So, and a few of these glue dots, they are also retiring. So again, a couple of things on this that are retiring. As well as liquid glass is retiring. Yes, so that's pretty much that. The last thing that's retiring that I wanted to point out that might be of interest to people, because I do believe these are still in stock, is the photo organizer that they brought back last year at the beginning of this catalog, this photo organizer that's shown here. This is retiring. So if that was something you were interested in, you might want to jump on that. The jars, the craft jars, are also retiring. The large craft organizer is retiring. And then obviously we were retiring the bundle. And we're also retiring the storage envelopes, the 6x8 storage envelopes that have the 3-hole punch there. So again, a couple of things on these organizer pages that you might be interested in. There are some albums retiring as well. The D-Ring, Legacy, Brown, Gray, and Sea Glass are retiring. The postbound albums that were Brown, Gray, and Sea Glass are also retiring. And then the 12x12 Julep is retiring, and then some 6x8, the 6x8 Candy Apple is retiring. So again, some of these albums are going to retire and be slimmed down to the ones that sell. The last piece are the page protectors, and so we have a lot of different styles of page protectors. The 12x12 that has the 4x6 pockets, that one's going away. The 12x12 that has 4x6 and 3x4 photo combinations, those are going away. The side load 12x12, so we'll only have the top load, not the side load anymore. That's going to go away. So on those, that might be important. If you like that side load in particular, that might be one that you might want to consider looking at. The other things that are the Pocket Plus and the Flip Flaps are the other page protectors or items that might be of interest. We are going to discontinue the Design 2, which is the 2 vertical 4x6s, and we are also going to retire the 2x2, the little guy, the little 2x2. These are already sold out. You can't get those right now. The 5x7 flip flaps and the 6x12 flip flaps. That's going to go away. So I believe all 3 of these flip flaps are already sold out. Last time I checked, they were already sold out. So again, those were gone pretty quickly from the inventory. And like I said, the melon is going to go away. So all of the pieces around the melon, whether it's the flowers, the pearls, the dots, the re-inkers, the shimmer trim, the ribbon, all of that will retire. And then we walked through the retiring colors. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what's retiring, what you might be interested in looking at and picking up before they retire or sell out. Again, it is on a first come, first served basis. If it sells out, those items are gone. They're not going to restock them. So if there is anything that you're interested in, go take a look and see if it's still available. And we would be happy to send it out. But again, we're going to slim this catalog down quite a bit, and we're going to really focus on our core products and a few third-party items. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful and gives you an idea of what's going to retire at the end of this next month, at the end of August, and get you excited for what's going to come in the September Essentials catalog. Thanks so much. I'll see you later.